Well, it's 2018 and it's your year of upgrade. Happy New You. This is a time where everyone is thinking about what they want to accomplish in the new year. I know I'm personally involved in a lot of strategic planning and a lot of goal setting activity, a lot of planning, both for myself and for my clients. And the beginning of the year is really an important time because psychologically, it's all open road. You know that you're starting the year, you haven't gotten that far into the year, and you can make this year represent something new for yourself, and you can achieve some great things in the coming year. So this is a good time to get started, and it's a great time to think about the areas in your life and in your business that you want to upgrade. I think that upgrade is a very important word when it comes to the new year and when it comes to accomplishing things, because we are often settling for something that isn't quite what we want. It isn't quite what it could be, and it doesn't take advantage of our potential. And we settle into it and we accept it. And sometimes we do that unintentionally, but we do it nevertheless. So the beginning of the year is a very good time to reassess where you are, reassess what's important to you, reassess what's important to your business, and go for it. Now, I think one of the most important things for you to do at the beginning of the year is to think about the things that would have the most impact for you in the year. You know, one of the things I like to do when I do my annual event for goal achievers is to have them go up to the room, sit in front of the room, and talk about having accomplished those goals as if it's the end of the year. And they talk about it. Wow, I've accomplished this. I've launched a business. I've launched a new product. I'm on point when it comes to my quota as a sales professional. I've written a new book. I've launched, whatever it is. They talk about it as if they've already achieved it. And then everyone in the room gets very excited for them, applauds them. And at the end of that, we really acknowledge the fact that everyone has accomplished their goals and we cheer them on. It's a wonderful energy that's in the room as a result of that. And I would encourage you to go through a similar process yourself. Think about the end of the year and what would just make incredible impact for you. And if you could say at the end of the year that here's where I am. I achieved this kind of revenue. I'm in this kind of position. I've done these kinds of projects. I've traveled to these places. I've written this publication. I've spoken to these audiences. I've contributed to this group. I've participated in this nonprofit and mission. If you could say that, and you could say that I accomplished that, what would that be? What would the high impact things be in your life? And then the next thing I ask people to do is to really think about the habits associated with achieving those things. Because we can't achieve great things unless we adjust our habits. And very often it's our habits, in fact always, it's our habits that are either moving us forward or holding us back. So you can't just say, look, I want to earn a certain amount of money by the end of the year, or I've earned it this year, and not have something change in you. That means that you are approaching different clients. It means you've developed new skills. It means that you have more confidence. It means that you've created new products. It means that you are doing something differently than you were doing in the past. So what are those habits? And those habits have to not just be ideas, that things that I would love to be able to do, but what are those things I'm going to do daily that will make a difference? What are those things that I will do daily? And you have to get tangible with those things. You have to get tangible. It's not like, hey, I'm going to be smarter, or I'm going to be nicer, I'm going to be more focused. Yes, but what does that mean in terms of habits and activities? Are you going to get up at 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 7 a.m.? Are you going to start writing at that time? Are you going to start making phone calls at a certain time? Are you going to have a certain number of calls you're going to make, a certain number of appointments you're going to have, a certain number of projects you're going to launch, a certain number of events you're going to engage in? How big is that network going to be that you're trying to grow? Where will you go to do that each week, each month, each quarter? Make them measurable. We all talk about SMART goals, but I'm trying to break this all down for you so that you can really understand it. Now, then the other thing I think that's important for you is to be able to grab a hold of those symbolic things. Sometimes they're not even quite so symbolic. They're beyond symbolism, but the symbols are important. For example, one day I was coaching a fellow who was interested in making more money in his business. And as we were walking through Manhattan and we were talking about various things, I noticed that he was referring repeatedly to things as being costly or expensive or didn't quite have the capital to do certain things. And so he had language associated with his financial future and his financial activities that was very limiting. And one of the things I asked him to do as we were walking by a vendor in a neighborhood was to buy a new wallet. I said, "Let me see your wallet." And he pulled out his wallet, and it looked just like I thought it would look. It looked like a wallet that you don't expect to put money in. It wasn't particularly nice. It wasn't in great shape. It wasn't something that he was really. It wasn't a nice place to put something that would be so important to his future. And I encouraged him to buy a new wallet that day. And I said, symbolically, you're preparing yourself to put new money into a new vessel, so to speak. And so think about those symbolic things. Maybe, you want to dress differently if you work at home. Maybe you want to dress up your desk a little bit differently. Maybe you need to have a quote that is in front of you every day or on the wall every day that represents what it is you want. You hear a lot about vision boards these days. Put up a vision board with the images of the lifestyle, the business, the qualities, the goals that are important to you. You have to really dig into these things. And frankly, when you start to think about the high impact goals, it might turn out that there's really one or two major things that you have to do in a given year. There are some years where you just accomplish a couple of things. And those things are so significant that they can make a tremendous difference in your life. I was watching this morning a fellow being interviewed, and he was talking about a book that he had written. And someone asked, "Well, how long did you spend on this book?" And he said, "This was 5 years of my life." Now, I can guarantee you that there was, that's a major accomplishment for him to have gone through that 5-year period and to have done the research and the interviews and the writing and the editing and the marketing and the publishing process and all the things that are involved in bringing new work to market. And he's probably feeling pretty good right now. He's still engaged in that because he's doing interviews and he's doing all the things associated with the book after it is born. But there might be a couple of things you need to accomplish, a couple of things you need to do this year that will make a really big difference. So think about this idea of upgrading your business, your life, your practice, your activities, and think about what those things would be if you could go to the end of 2018 and say, "You know what, I did it. I did what I wanted to do. I accomplished what I wanted to accomplish." What does that mean? And what are the habits associated with doing that? And what are the symbolic steps and symbols that you need to now associate with in order to do that properly? Now, the last thing is, who are the people? Who are the organizations? What other energy do you need to associate with? There are organizations in your town that you've probably never thought of contacting. There's events that you've never been to. There are people prominent that could do tremendous things for you and your goals, and you could work in collaboration, but you've never thought about approaching them. This is the year to do it. This is the year to connect with them. This is the year to walk through new doors and to decide that you are going to upgrade everything about what you do so that you can have an upgraded experience. It means upgrading your knowledge, upgrading your day-to-day experiences. It means upgrading the people you interact with. It means upgrading your conversations. It means upgrading your plans, upgrading your activities, upgrading your commitments, upgrading your expectations, upgrading those things that will make a big difference in your life today. It's 2018. It's a wonderful year to upgrade. I believe you can do it. I'm focused on it. I hope you're focused on it. And I hope this video has been helpful in giving you some ideas on how you can do it. 2018, it's the year of upgrading for you and your business. If you like this tip, give me a thumbs up. Let me know that you liked it. Please share it with someone that you know will appreciate it and will listen to these ideas and do something with them. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. You can subscribe by clicking the icon with my photograph, and I've got a lot more coming. I will see you next time. Happy New Year to you.